Hey YouTube, thank you for stopping by my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, you can go ahead and do so now. I would really appreciate that. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up at the end. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how my Etsy shop is going. I was so excited because last night I got a notification that I got another sale on Etsy. And it wasn't even for anything like super big or expensive, but I was still so excited because any sale that you make is good for your shop because it's just going to show Etsy that people are interested, and that will help them to like put you out there and show your products more. So anyway, that was exciting. And well, I can tell you what it was. It was, I don't have it with me because I mailed it out today, but it was a layered cardstock turkey that I made as like a little like decorative Thanksgiving ornament. So anyway, it was super cute, and I do have some still available on my Etsy page. So if you want to see it, I can put the link here, or I will leave it also down in the description box below. However, I just wanted to share with you this little story. So if you're new here, I am not working. I'm just staying at home and being a mom, and I'm working with my toddler, and I'm just taking one college class for like the rest of this sort of like semester. They break them up into 8-week sessions. So I'm taking one college class and staying at home. And anyway, I've just been like, I don't know, I'm just feeling stir crazy. Like I want a job, but I don't really know what to do. Like there's COVID, there's so many crazy things going on right now. But anyway, there is a child care facility that is very close to my house. And I am not going to name the child care facility or drop names or anything like that because I'm not like that. But I wanted to share my experience of going on an interview for a job. So it's really hard for me to work outside my home because it's always a balance of, if I do work outside of my house, then I have to find care for my daughter, who is 2. So it is always like going through my head, like, is it going to even make sense for me to work by the time I pay for her childcare? Also, my son gets out of school really early, and so I have to be home for him too. So not only would I have to have care for my daughter, but I would also have to work part-time anyway. Or else I would have to pay for him to go someplace to have childcare, and then it just absolutely wouldn't make sense. So anyway, I went on this interview, and I have never in my life experienced anything like this before. I went in for the interview, and I had already let them know that I needed to bring my toddler with me, so that wasn't a problem. Like they were totally fine with that. That was not a problem at all. So when I got there, the owner, who I imagined to be the owner, because I had been in a few days earlier to drop off an application, and there were different like receptionists at the desk, and this was not one of them. This clearly seemed to be like somebody who was like in charge. So anyway, she was clearly having a difficult conversation over the phone. And by difficult, I mean she was obviously like getting frustrated with whoever was on the other end of the phone. I know this because there was an open window, and I was standing in the lobby and could hear everything that was going on. So in the meantime, the receptionist was behind her and was kind of like pacing, and I don't know if she was nervous or like what was going on. She just looked unsettled. So she comes over to me and she's like, I'm so sorry, but the person you're going to have to talk to is on the phone right now. So that verified that was indeed the director, owner, whatever. So I said, no problem. Like, I have plenty of time. I'm not in a rush. It's perfectly fine. I don't mind waiting. So she went back, and the owner got off the phone and she said to me, you're going to have to wait a minute. And I was like, okay, not a problem. Like, I don't mind. And she started fussing at the receptionist because apparently one of the employees was supposed to have gone out of a classroom and gone into another classroom to get a different group of children. Again, I know this because I was standing there and I could hear everything that was going on. So the receptionist offered to handle the situation so the director could carry on with my interview. The director was not having any of that. And she proceeded to say that she would handle it. And she literally like threw the door open to a classroom that was right in my line of view. So when she opened the door, I could see that there were a group of toddlers sitting in the room. She starts yelling, I would almost venture to say screaming, at the teacher who she was angry at for not leaving and taking care of whatever else she had to do. And at that point in time, I really thought, like, wow, this is pretty interesting. Like, should I just leave? Because this is certainly not the type of person that I would ever want to work for. Like, to treat somebody the way that she just did was just insane to me. But I was like, all right, let's just see how this interview goes. So she comes back and she said to me, you know, let's go in the back, we'll do the interview. Well, during the interview, I mean, she had my resume, she had my paperwork, she had everything right in front of her. She kind of knew my background and everything that I had done. And I've been a lead preschool teacher for over 12 years, but you know, probably almost 15 years. I've been a lead preschool teacher. I have taught kindergarten in a Montessori school. I have been a substitute teacher in public schools. Like, I know what I'm doing. It's not kind of my first rodeo. And her first question to me was, well, have you ever even written a lesson plan before? If any of you are out there who have ever worked in a daycare or preschool and been a lead teacher or even sometimes just an assistant, I'm pretty sure that you've written a lesson plan before because it's like required by the state. So I was like, yes, ma'am, I have. And, you know, I kind of told her a little bit about my background, but the way that things turned out, she wanted to, first of all, she told me that there was no way that I was going to be working with my daughter. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. She's like, I do not allow my teachers to work with their own children. Okay, like, there's a nice way that she could have said that. I don't mind. I've worked in other places before where they've had that same policy. It was her tone, her attitude, and just her whole demeanor was just not kind. Like, I'm here for an interview. Why would I want to work for you? Is just all I kept thinking. So then she proceeds to tell me that she has a position available where I could be like a lunch break helper and then an assistant in the afternoon, and that I would have to work till 6 o'clock. And she said to me, well, that's fine, right? And I said, oh, no, that's actually not fine. I can't work till 6 o'clock. I was hoping that maybe you had something available for the morning. And she said, well, then I have nothing for you. She got up, and my daughter had taken out some toys, which the director said was okay. My daughter was putting them away, and while I was showing her where to put them back on the shelf, this lady just left. What? Karen? She left me in the room and walked out the door. Like, who leaves? Like a potential employee, which now I clearly wasn't a potential employee, but who leaves the person that you're interviewing, just leaves them in a room and walks out? What? So I thought long and hard about it on the way home, and I was just like, this is insane. Like, there were so many things wrong with this situation. And don't get me wrong, I am not a complainer. But my mind, all I could think about was the fact that she embarrassed this poor teacher when I had first gotten there, when she swung that door open and started yelling at her, I'm sure in front of other employees and in front of a group of kids. Like, I can't even imagine what those kids thought when this woman walked in there who probably is like Miss So-and-so, like they know that she's, you know, the director or whatever. And it starts yelling at a teacher who they probably love. And then she's embarrassing the teacher. So I did something that I do not do. I called and I said, when I got home, after I had really thought about things, I called and I was very nice, but I said, you know, can I speak to the owner? And she said, this is Shay. And I said, I just wanted to let you know that that was like the most unprofessional interview I've ever had. I said, the way that you treated that employee, I have never seen anything like that in my life. I said, you know, I understand if, you know, maybe she was supposed to be someplace else, but maybe you could have had this conversation with her privately and not embarrassed her or started yelling and screaming at her in front of a group of children in a childcare facility. Just saying. She was very apologetic, and you know, I told her too that my son's at the door knocking on my door, so that's why my dog is going crazy. But anyway, you know, the point of this story isn't to throw anybody under the bus. Like I said, I will not mention names or anything like that. But the point of the story is kindness is free. Just be kind. Whoop! Hold on. Even if you are having a bad day, and I told her that, I said, you know what? Everybody has bad days. Like, you are entitled to have a bad day. But you have to be able to pull yourself together as a business owner, as, you know, somebody who is in charge and working with people and working with children to, you know, be able to handle things in a calm and clear-headed manner. And yeah, there's just so much going on right now in the world. Like, things are crazy. Just at the end of the day, just be kind. Like, things might not be going your way. You might be having a really crappy day, you know, but when you move on from like that crappy situation and then you move on to the next situation, it's like fresh starts, like reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a deep breath, do what you need to do, but be kind. Like, find your joy. Find your joy. And, you know, we had a nice chat over the phone, and she, like I said, she was so sorry and so apologetic. And she said, you know, you're 100% right. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't usually act this way. And, you know, anyway, we resolved whatever. Like, I am not working there. I would not work there. But anyway, that's my my story of the day. And like I always say at the end of my videos, I hope you have a great day, and be safe and just be kind. Be kind. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.